Good morning, Year 6, and welcome to Thursday the 7th literacy lesson. So for today's lesson you will need the Word document that was titled Thursday Retell that was sent to your parents and is on the blog, and it looks a little something like this. Okay, so just to remind us of our purpose, so for this unit of writing our outcome is to write a suspense story in response to a video. Okay, and the purpose is I really want to see who can write in a style. When I read it, it gives me goosebumps and leaves me asking questions and wanting to read more of your writing. So, today's lesson then. Today we're just going to sequence these pictures, or rather it's kind of a bit like a prediction and a sequencing lesson really. So you've got the pictures there in front of you on this page. Okay, now they are to be read across like this, and when you get to the end you go down here to this one and then carry on going across and so on until you get to the end. So let's have a look at these pictures. Now hopefully they're a lot clearer for you than they are for me on my laptop. As you can see here, there's a person. It's unknown whether it's a boy or a girl. To be honest, when you see the actual person, I'm still unsure whether it's a boy or a girl. So we're going to say he's a boy with long hair. And you can see he's here, he's on the floor, he's looks like he's asleep. And then in the next picture you can see he's in some sort of corridor here. Now if you look very closely at these are lockers that you would find in a school, perhaps a secondary school. So we know the boy's a little bit older than us, and the corridor and on the floor here is just an absolute mess. This paper, it looks like it's been trashed. So at some point the boy has then got up and he's walking down the corridor, and you can see there's this lady here and she's hiding. So is she hiding from him? I'm not sure, but she's on the phone. You can see she's on the phone. Now the boy is deciding to leave the school, I think here, and he's going out, and as I don't know if you can see there's the boy's hat. So you've got to be very, very careful when you're looking at these pictures for the extra clues. And this looks a little bit like a police car, so we can see here that there's this person here, assuming he's got out of the police car. He looks dressed like a police officer. If anybody's seen any American TV, it looks like an American police officer. And then there's this lady here. Now looking back at our lady here, she's got the same clothes, same colour hair. So something has happened, I think, in this school here with this boy. I'm going to say it's an American high school, and it's been trashed. Something bad has obviously happened. Might include this boy, but this teacher here, I'm going to say it's a teacher. It might be somebody who works in the office, or it might be a cleaner, has obviously seen this boy, is very, very wary of them, very unsure, but she was on the phone to the police about something that's happened, and then the police are here. So it's quite interesting so far. Now at this point I'm just going to stop and remind you that you are going to be retelling this, not as a story as you like. You're just going to explain what's happening, what you think is happening here. So the next line of pictures sees the boy and is on a bike, and he's heading into a suburb, so an area where there's lots of houses, and we can assume here, because he's getting off the bike, that this might be his house. Now if you can enlarge this picture, we've got the TV here, and it says something on the screen that I'm going to let you notice, because this is something like, this is a clue. It's a little clue that's been dropped in here. Alright, so if you can on your screens enlarge the picture. Yeah, I'll do it. So here it is. There we go. That's enlarged. Supernatural occurrence at local school. Now, if you don't know what supernatural is, you can use your skills from yesterday's topic lesson and go and define that word on Google, but that's a very big clue. You can see here the boy is on the bed and he's packing something. The next picture is that of a door. Now if you look above the door, there are two people there waiting above the door. Let's enlarge this picture. And they look like they've got hats on. So then when we have a look at the next picture, we can see that there are people coming in through the door. Okay, so who are these type of people? Well, he looks like a police officer to me. And there is the boy again. I'm assuming it's the boy. He's got the same gloves on as in that picture there, and the same colour jacket as well. And he is opening the door, but the door to me, he's got two hands on it. Now that to me says that it's locked. So he gets the keys and manages to escape. But then look, if you've already looked up what that word meant that we saw in that picture of the TV, you can see there's something weird going on here. There's a person. Now that could be the boy's hat, or it could be a person. But if we look, these things appear to be in mid-air. So have they been thrown? I wonder what's going on there. As we look at the next picture, the boy appears to have escaped, and he's walking through the woodland, looking over his shoulders. You can see it's daytime there, but towards the night time, the boy is now running, and he appears to be running away from something. If you look here, this person here has got what looks to be some sort of weapon. That bit there, you have to enlarge that picture. I'll tell you what, we'll do it there. And if everybody can just see that very blurry weapon. And then in the final picture, the boy appears to be surrounded by some people in uniforms. So it could be the police, could be even worse, could be the FBI if it's in America, or the CIA. So that is a little brief run through of all those pictures there. Okay. And so what you're going to do is, I want you to try and retell this story. So they're all taken from a video that we're going to watch tomorrow. Okay, and I'm going to go to the document now. It just says, they're taken from a video that tells a suspense story. So underneath the page, and just do this on the computer if you've got access to one. If not, any piece of paper will do if you have access to it. Okay, and I want you to basically look at each line and tell me, write a few sentences about each line. Don't do it about each picture because, you can if you want, but about each line, about what's going on. So in that first line, I'd maybe just put line number 1. There's a boy there, isn't he? I'm gonna say he's quite a young boy. So there is a young boy. He's not a man yet, is he? Young boy, about 13 years old. Put in my commas there in parenthesis to add extra detail. Who wakes up on the floor of a classroom. Okay, I'd say that's a fair assessment. He's on the floor of a classroom. Oh, actually, should we say corridor? Floor of a corridor. And then all around him are papers, lockers, and I'm going to put wall displays that have been destroyed by something, but we don't know what at this point. Now the next picture is the boy walking. The boy walks down the corridor. I'm going to change walks to walked. Oh no, Boy walks down the corridor, and a teacher in a nearby classroom who is on the phone, relative clause there, sees him and looks very worried and scared. Now we don't know who she's on the phone to at the moment, so we can't say that. So the next picture is the boy leaving the school and the police car. The boy leaves the school. Wonder how many people laughed because I wrote boy wrong there. The boy leaves the school and is confronted with an arriving police car. The teacher from earlier rushes out to, to greet the policeman. We don't know what she looks like in that picture or how she's feeling because we can only see the back of the head. But the policeman, he's not smiling, is he? Looks a bit concerned. Rushes out to greet the policeman who looks infinitely concerned. So that's my first line there. So my next line, number 2. All right, so I've started us off. I've put my next line as number 2 there, and then just save that document. I mean, the good thing about that is that you can send it to us on the Year 6 email when it's finished. So what I'd like you to do now is finish lines 2, 3, and 4. You can use mine if you like, or you can write it up in your own words for number 1. Okay, right. Thank you, Year 6, and see you tomorrow.